Okay, so first up we have our main sew-along. So this is a sew-along that we have every single month. This one for March was the Spring Hexagon Runner. We have a special guest with us today, Silvanna. Silvanna is the designer and the digitizer of this beautiful design. And we've met Cassie, but she's the manager of sewing, and she's also the tester of this design.
Yes.
So we're going to have a chat to these ladies about this project. So Silvanna, can you give us some insight into where you got some of your inspiration for the Spring Hexagon Runner?
I love bees and butterflies, and I know you guys do too. So I wanted to incorporate a design that had elements of that and also elements of like a folk arty sort of look. And I thought it'd be fun to do hexagons like a beehive, because that was my original idea of just doing a beehive design. But then I thought it'd be a bit more fun to throw in some more elements like flowers and butterflies. The hexagons give it a really
unique look.
Yeah, and it's very versatile with the layouts you can do, and yeah.
So we have add-on blocks as well. So we've got small triangles and then the large triangles, and then also a half hexagon at the end of this runner. And they were add-on blocks that you could purchase as well as the main sew-along. And that just gives you the ability to change the shape of the final product that you create.
Yeah, because if you just do the hexagon shapes, you can only you're kind of limited to the shape in the table runner that you can see there. But if you add in the half hexies and the little triangles, you can get a straight edge table runner. You can make it cushion or a quilt. There's a lot of options with this design, or a little mug rug.
Yeah, this one's very versatile. We also did a little shake up and did a little purse. There was a reel on it. There wasn't like a main tutorial or instructions to go with it. It was just kind of, let's shake it up and see what we can do with this one design. And we came up with a few different things, so that was really cool.
So are there any new or interesting techniques that people can learn from doing this sew-along in terms of putting it together, would you say?
So the technique that is used for these particular shapes is called stitch to the net. So that actually means that when you're stitching, you're not stitching past any border lines. That means that all of your seams are basically free at the edges, and that allows you to manipulate the open seam when you're putting each block onto each other. And we've got a few tutorials about that, but we do have obviously a specific one for this design, but we also have one available that's just generic hexagon shapes with more detail that Martin does a talk on, so that one's good as well.
Yeah, because they're called the Y seams, aren't they?
That's the Y seam.
Yeah, and that's because you can see the Y shape. So now we're going to talk about some of the current entries to the sew-along that's been going for the past month. This is just so you can see some of the inspiration that is shared within the group. Yeah, so we'll do that right now. Okay, so we're going to go through some of the entries that we've seen so far in our Facebook group. The first one is Ruth Chandler. So you'll see this on your screen very soon. And Silvanna, can you just give us an idea of why you love this one so much?
I just love the fabrics she's used and the colours. It all just really pops really well. It's really vibrant and just really captures spring, I think. And I like the way she's laid it out as well.
It looks like a flower.
Yeah.
It's just really beautiful as well.
Yeah, makes a good table centre. Yeah.
A flower hive.
Yeah, flower hive.
Very nice spring colours chosen. So that is that's one way you can do it without having added any of the add-on blocks. So that's kind of the look that we've gone for as well with our main sample that we've done. Okay, so the next project we found from our group has been posted by Cheryl Milligan. Guys, why do you love this design?
I love the way she's incorporated the half hexie and the triangle add-on blocks. It gives it a really awesome shape. And the way that these actually stand out within that, the whole thing is really cool.
Yeah, I like the pastel colours as well.
Yeah, I really like the pastels. I think that the half hexagon blocks, because I know you mentioned, Silvanna, the folk art style of this block, I think that the half hexies they showed the folk art, and I think that this design here that Cheryl's done really brings that out, those blocks as
It's
well.
a beautiful table runner.
Yeah, and it's an interesting shape as well. Very nice. All right, and so the last design that we've found in our group, our Solon group that we'll be talking about today, is the amazing creation from Diane Jeffrey. She's actually made a footstool with this design. And guys, did you think that you would be seeing a footstool made out of this? Did you think you'd see a footstool made out of your hexagon spring runner, Silvanna?
I did not, but I absolutely love it, and it's just amazing.
Very creative.
The skill involved in making that is incredible. And I love how I think she said it was a boho kind of style, and I just love that. And I like the little tassels she's added as well. It's just amazing.
That's like, the top of that is kind of like the first one that we saw with the flower shape, but Diane's also added the triangle box to this one as well.
Yeah, and it goes all the way around the centre.
Beautiful. So that's kind of the sew-alongs. There are competitions and you do have to stick to some of the rules, but there is still an element of you can be very creative and come up with your own things. Like we've seen footstools, table runners, cushions, lampshades.
I've seen a few of those.
Cylinder-shaped purses.
Yep.
Like there's a lot of creative people in these groups that post a lot of awesome projects.
So our spring hexagon runner comes in the 4x4, 5x5, 6x6, 7x7 and 8x8 sized hoops. For our sample, we've incorporated some of our embossed cream faux leather in the centre, and that gives it a bit of a glisten. And then we've also got an optional step within our butterfly and bee block that you can put mylar down for the wings. So on our long sample here, you can see that we've got mylar behind the bee's wings and then also on the butterfly. So that's a really cool way to make your design pop.
And just like to say a big thank you for Silvanna for your beautiful design and for joining us today in our first ever Sew Along special for Sweet Pea. And I'm sure there'll be many more.